What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the morning after, and boy, is it a rough one for me. Them boys got me drinking Irish coffee this early in the morning, man. Morning still.
Yeah.
But we're here, and as much as I don't want to do it, gotta give you the episode. It's a tough one for me. Cam, y'all took care of business as y'all should. Um, I know a player got banged up. And Hawkins,
hmm
I guess how did he look? 'Cause I wasn't able to watch y'all's game because
Yeah.
obviously our game was going on and we're getting our ass
Yeah,
beat. So I
man.
was,
No, yeah. I mean, Keontae Lewis, came back negative X-rays. Sounds like he doesn't have a concussion. So one shout out to that dude. He is blessed. It's the same dude who got hit against Temple and came back the following week. So hopefully he does not have too many more hospital balls because he's literally got hurt by both quarterbacks. They've been putting him in some rough spots, and he's been coming back and getting up. But outside of that, man, I thought we played good. I thought it looked like how it should have. We took care of business. We shut out a team, got our first shutout of the year, so that's good. That's always good to put on the stat sheet. Looks good. But I thought the team played good as a whole. Defense finally got some turnovers. We got our first two turnovers of the season. Pick from Jaden Hardy, and then a strip sack from R. Mason, scooped up by Grayson Halton for a scoop and score. So that was awesome. Good to see those guys get some turnovers. I know they've been pressing for those and have been playing good defense, and they just haven't been able to get them. So hopefully the floodgates open. Coming at a good time. We play our biggest rival next week, so we'll just kind of see and monitor that how that goes. But outside of that, you know, I thought the O line looks okay for the most part. I thought pass protection looked, solid. I'd probably give it like a B. And I thought run blocking, actually, I'd probably give like a B plus, A minus. I mean, they were opening up holes, but we had like a 57% run success rate, which was seven in all of college football this past week. So that's always good to see. Torrey Blaylock, looked good. He averaged 5.2 a carry, and then Jaden Ott averaged 4.5 a carry. Jaden Ott clearly looks like the best running back to me on the roster. I mean, he's built like a running back one. He looks like somebody that's going to play on Sundays. He catches the ball well. He makes plays. He makes people miss. Got to get him more touches. I think this was a perfect game to get him ramped up. Not too sure why he wasn't playing, but maybe the staff is like, we don't need him for these first couple games. Maybe they let him get fully healthy, fully get in the groove, and you kind of ramp him up because you're going to need him going into SEC play. But he looked good, man. Torrey Blaylock, two-headed monster. I love what I was seeing from those guys in the O-line. I think Derek Simmons got to get some stuff cleaned up. He was getting whooped a little bit out there on the right tackle spot, which is something that was surprising. He's one of the best pass blocking players we have. So to see him get beat by Kent State caliber running inside twists and stuff like that, it's just not something that I'd like to see. But our kicking game is elite. We made a couple 50-yarders. Tate Sandell is a dude. I'm glad we got him out of UTSA. Kicking has kind of been something that's plagued BV the last couple of years. And, as you know, Carlos, in the SEC, you got to get your points. You got to take them when you can get them. And if you have a kicker, I mean, firsthand last year in the playoffs,
why I
like
gotta bring up shit, man?
I'm just saying, man, like
I'm already hurting.
that could be the difference between going to a national title or even winning a national title, right? So it looks like we have a kicker. Piggybacking off of that on the special teams, man, Isaiah Satenga, that dude is dynamic with the ball. He returned almost two punts for touchdowns this game. Got good field position, set us up with short fields all game long. So that was awesome to have. I see a lot of Oklahoma fans complaining about the offensive stats and things like that. Look, defense is playing good. You're going to continue to flip the field when you're doing that. And then when you have a punt returner who can flip the field as well, you're going to have naturally short fields. And who cares? You play all three phases of the game. You got the defense getting stops. You got special teams making short fields with returns and making kicks. And then you obviously got the offense scoring when they have these short fields. That's complementary football. That's what you want. It doesn't matter. I know everybody wants to see all these stats and whatnot. Nah, good. That's what you really want. Ideally, is this all three phases coming together beautifully like that. But yeah, man, a couple nitpicky notes. I think the secondary played okay. They look fine. I just think they just got. I don't know, for some reason in our zone. I don't know if it's just because we play complex coverages or what, but we have guys that's running open too many times. And it's always the same route concepts. It's always posts or crossing routes or digs or things of that nature, just stuff coming inside across the field. And when we play good teams, if they can hit those, they can hit explosives on us. So we got to get that cleaned up. Outside of that, though, I thought we played good. I thought Hawkins played okay. You know, he had 4 total touchdowns, missed still easy throws that I think at this point in time he should be making. His mechanics look like they've changed. Last year, he was throwing kind of over the top, looked really good. Now it looks like he's kind of trying to emulate Mateer. And listen, I know people have said the things about Mateer's mechanics and things like that, but it seems to work for him. And obviously, like, he's still insanely accurate. I know he misses some throws sometimes, but I don't even think it's about his arm angles. I think it's more so about his lower half when he throws. For Hawkins, it looks like
lazy.
For who? Mateer?
Yeah.
Not necessarily. I just think he's such a twitched up athlete that he doesn't, like, this is sitting super technical, but I think he's just so twitched up that he doesn't have to always have the proper, you know what I'm saying, mechanics.
Yeah.
Like he's just such a good athlete. He can just rip it because he can produce so much velocity from his lower half. However, I do think if he wants to take it to the next level, especially in the NFL, because I think he's going to be I think he's a good college quarterback. I think he could be a good NFL quarterback, but I think he could be great if he can just clean up some of that stuff. Which, you know, in the NFL, you can't, any little window, if you're inaccurate, boy, them DBs going to make a play on the ball. But Hawkins, it looked like he was like pitching underhand, almost like a softball player. Look kind of weird. Like with Mateer's, his look natural. He still comes like up here and over. Hawkins looks like he was literally throwing it like
side
this.
arm,
yeah, like the whole time. So hopefully that, I don't know, like what's going on there that caused him to miss some throws. I mean, he had some guys wide open and missed some throws. And even with that too, he, like, as a quarterback, you got to play with touch and you got to pass the football. It looks like he was just like every throw was super like rips, a lot of velocity on the football, things like that. So outside of that, man, we looked solid. You know, we took care of business. You know, we held out some guys like Jaden Jackson and Dominic Williams, you know, 2 guys that are arguably our best defensive linemen. David Stone got a lot of run, and hey man, that dude is different. You know, him and Jaden Jackson next year is going to be a nightmare. I mean, they already are now. Like, I'm excited to see what they can do next year. And that's what it should look like, man. You know, David Stone was a 5-star. You know, he entered the portal in the spring. We did what we had to do to retain him. You know, that was probably when BV took $1 million out of his salary to retain the guy. I mean, hey, look at him. I mean, he is elite, like elite. He dominates. I mean, he's twitchy. He can rush a pass from the inside, and he doesn't even start. So, yeah, man, I'm excited to see what we look like. Hopefully John gets healthy. You know, I think I've had to give the percentages from, you know, what I know. I would probably say there's like a 60% chance he probably goes. I think it'll be more so on his pain tolerance and his ability just to grip and throw the football. I mean, he played against Auburn with a broken hand or a broken thumb. I even watching the video of him talking to the kids after the game. He was holding on his helmet fine with his broken thumb. He was shaking people's hand fine. No, but still, I know. But you know what I'm saying? Like, if there was any kind of pain or whatever.
I'm sure adrenaline and pain meds.
And he had a brace on, but somebody in my little message board. Yeah, somebody on my message board was like, that looked like one of them braces people get from Walgreens when they trying to fake disability. That looked like one of the biggest like fake gamesmanship braces to just make it look like he's more hurt than he actually is. I don't really know. Maybe I do. I don't know. But yeah, man, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I
feel like, I don't know, but I just feel like he only plays if y'all need him.
That's how I feel. I honestly think, which we'll get into more this week, but real quick, I think, you know, maybe you do run Hawkins out there. Maybe you're going to prep both guys, obviously, and we'll see how practice goes. But maybe you run Hawkins out there for the first series, maybe, or 2 series, and just kind of see how it goes. And then if it just don't look good, then you probably throw John in there. But or also, you know, if John just is good to go, just let him rock. I mean, hey, I'm sure there'll be some conversations between his camp, you know, what's best for John. But if he is good to go and that dude's competitive as they come, and he's from Little Elm, this game I'm sure means a lot to him. He was not highly recruited, so to be able to play against Texas when you grew up an OU fan, like I know he's going to do everything he can to get in this game, which is good too. I think we need him. Like I think a lot of people are saying that, like Oklahoma should be nervous, like Texas coming off this loss against Florida, that's going to be tough.
I'll be worried about me.
I look at it as like, listen, bro, this team, a lot of players on this OU team have been part of those blowouts. Both blowouts, right? A lot of those guys, a lot of the young guys that were playing are still here. A lot of the guys last year, obviously, are still here. And then you got John, who kind of brings this underdog mentality. It's going to, if he's able to play, you're going to be playing for him, coming back for that. So I think the team's going to be ready and fired up. And even just the way we've kind of handled some of the early success so far this year against Auburn and Michigan, I think that's going to translate. I think the team's just focused. So we'll see what happens. On to the Texas game. Before I let Carlos have the floor, I have some quick notes on those boys, man.
Well, we can just go, straight into like Virginia, Louisville, Bama. We can go straight
hey,
into
listen, bro. Listen, those guys will get their due, but we got to get to the Longhorns, man. We got to get to the nitty gritty. Real quick, my quick takeaways is the O-line is bad. There's nothing to put it nicely. They just aren't good really in any phase of the game, pass or run blocking. They had a guy on PFF grade out to a 0. I've literally never seen that. I didn't even know that was possible, but it is, I guess it is. No true elite wide receivers to me. I think they got a bunch of good guys. But I'm talking about that guy that I think can just go take a curl route that was that's for 10 yards for a touchdown. I think they have one guy that's capable. I think it's DeAndre Moore. I think Wingo is too, but I think he just gets tackled too easily. You know what I'm saying? I think he's just like a straight line fast dude. I think as far as like making people miss and whatnot, I think that's DeAndre. I think he's got the best ability to just kind of play football after the catch. Arch made stuff shake, man. He did. Played hero ball at times, made some picks, but listen, he was just trying to make plays. And it is what it is. Like y'all were losing, he was having to give his guys chances. I think the running backs are pretty average for the most part. I don't think anybody makes anybody miss, and that's what you need when you don't have the best run blocking right now. You need somebody that can at least make the first free defender miss to give himself a chance at getting something positive. And the fact that you guys don't have any of that kind of sucks. And you might have it. It might be Cedric, but he's just been hurt, So, and I don't know why Gibson didn't get any touches either. I thought that was interesting too.
Probably just because
it was just Clark, and I like Clark. I like him. I think he.
I think a whole running back room as a whole is good. Clark's good, Simon's good, Cedric's good.
Well, to be honest,
Trey's good.
I think Clark is better than Trey.
Well, the thing is, Trey's good, but Trey isn't like a tradition. In my opinion, Trey isn't your traditional running like
RB1.
Yeah, he's not your traditional RB1. He's not your smash mouth football kind of running back. He just had to be in that role last year, so they just put him again in that role this year. Obviously, if CJ's healthy, we've already seen that's the guy who's the smash mouth football kind of guy.
Mm-hmm.
But with him being hurt, obviously your second best running back is Trey, who's going to take the lead role at RB1. Even when he is healthy, he's still going to take the lead role at RB1. Mm-hmm. But I like our running back room as a whole. Simon's great too for a freshman. Like, I wish I got to see him in there a little bit, but I understand why we didn't see these guys, especially like Gibson, because he just had the fumbling issues this year and last year. So probably a little not much trust going on there. But yeah, man, it was a tough one, man. It was a tough one before the game. I didn't mention it to anybody. I didn't mention it to you. Or anybody, but I had a feeling where we're gonna lose this game. I really did. And actually, I told somebody I could see it going either way. Mm-hmm. But I actually genuinely felt like we were gonna lose this game. I think we match up well. I'm not gonna say that we're better than Florida, even on a neutral site. I don't think we're better than Florida. I think we just match up well. I think it's an even competitive game. And if I'm saying that about Florida, that should kind of tell you where Florida is, like, with recruiting wise and the guys that they got. Like, they have dogs. You
Their
know,
talent is they're a talented team, man. They're probably outside of us in Georgia and I guess A&M and Ohio State, obviously, like they're up there with the talent with those schools. You know, they're just as talented, if not better.
Yeah, and I think they have the ability to hang with anybody in America.
Mm-hmm.
They have the ability to score the football. They just, you know, unfortunately this weekend they got it going. But they have the ability to score the football. Last 54 yards, I said they got to be able to run the ball because they're not giving many carries to their running back, who's a great running back. And I felt like if they would give him more carries, they probably would be 4-0. They would probably be undefeated, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But they just go away from him, and then just probably because they get down early. But I felt like a time of possession with him and being able to smash the ball down the middle and just run it at people and just be out physical the other team, however you want to say it. I think that would have played in their favor, but they just went away from the run game. In this game, they had early success, so they stayed with their run game.
Yeah.
A lot of that was due to, I feel like, a lot of poor tackling. We did not tackle well at all this weekend. The defense that I saw, I don't know who the hell they are. We have a great defense. They just didn't show up at the right time. Well, take that back. They didn't show up in the first half. Second half, they played great. They made adjustments. They started getting pressure, started getting stops, was able to control the run game. I mean, the biggest play on was the touchdown. I mean, you take away that, we held them to 3 points in the second half. Obviously, you can't take it away. But, I mean, I would just rather a contested catch than a wide open catch. Probably still would have made the catch, but I think it's different when he makes a catch and they're at, I don't know, the 40-yard line versus making the catch and they're scoring a touchdown because he's wide open. The second half, they made adjustments and they played well, held them to 10 points. But first half, they just, I don't know, man. A lot of missed tackles, a lot of non-wrapping up. Couldn't get any pressure. They're beating us on the line of scrimmage very easily. But yeah, man. I think our defense will obviously be better. That's not the defense that we know. And I think I mean, obviously we all know, like, going forward, they're going to keep us in games. And the game wasn't really out of hand. You know, as bad as it was, like, if we got the ball and we scored out of half, it's 14-22. Like, the game was never really out of hand. It was just the way that we were, you know, looking on offense and defense, especially in the first half. It just seemed out of hand. But the game was never really out of hand. But defense will be better. I'm not really too worried about them. Yeah, man, chalk it up. It is what it is. Going on to the next. But offensively, oh my God. O-line, man. Yeah, it's not great. You know, going into the season, you said that our O-line was going to be it's going to be bad, but I didn't think it was going to be this bad. I thought we was able to, you know, produce good offensive linemen because we've shown it in the past 2 to 3 years. But I don't know, man. This core we got here is just not that. They're not great, and it's going to be a long season with them. I don't see them getting it together. I see them getting it together maybe penalty wise, but I don't see them getting it together blocking wise. I think penalties they can probably I think they can just get down to the holding calls. They just say that. I don't think they have many false starts. I think they can clean that up. I think a lot of false starts they can clean up. But It was bad. It was bad.
I think
O-line
that's just
play.
the pressure on them. I think once they start playing bad, and then they start pressing, and then they get in their head mentally, and then they're like, oh damn, I can't even block this guy, and then I'm getting my QB get hit. Then they're like, then you know how it is. I mean, it's like
Yeah,
they
it's a
try,
domino effect. Yeah,
they start
yeah,
trying to move early, and the problem is with the false starts is that it's been happening for y'all at home too, not
yeah.
just on the road. And it's like, okay, like on the road, I get it. You're playing in the swamp, you're playing in these SEC environments, but when it's happening at home, like it was when the team's quiet, when the crowd's quiet for you, it's like, man, and you're also playing the competition you're playing too. It's like, man, like, yeah, But yeah, I'll let you keep going. I mean, it's
Yeah,
just
I just yeah, I'm not trying to keep ranting on, but I'll wrap it up with the old line, man. It's just got to get better. It's got to get better. Like I said, like you were saying with the running backs, I don't think it's a running back issue. We just can't block. So I don't. To me, it doesn't. Barry Sanders ain't back there. You know what I'm saying? Like
mhm.
we gonna get hit behind the line of scrimmage and we gonna get down. Like
Yeah.
there's not many running backs in the country that's gonna consistently make the first guy miss or get plus yards when the defense is back there by the time you get the ball. Like there's not many running
Mhm.
backs in the country that's gonna consistently do that.
Mhm.
And same with the receivers. We have a lot of knock on our receivers, but like if we can't even get them the ball, what does it matter if they're good or not?
Yeah.
Like we can't even get them the ball because we're getting sacked by the time we can't even throw the ball. Go through the first progression.
Yeah.
Like it's the pocket's collapsing. You got to step up and you got to go through your progression and make a different read. And by the time all that stuff happens, like there's a sack or Archer's taken off. Like it doesn't matter if people are open or not if you can't
Mhm.
give them the ball. That's. I think our receivers are fine. I think Sark does a fun enough job of scheming people open, but it's just the
And
inability to block and give
when he's always
time.
going to get people open too, like that's the thing. Like, and that's kind of like what my like issue is when I said like there isn't a elite receiver in the sense of, listen, we get him the football, no matter how we get him a touch, there's a chance for this to be an explosive or for him to go score. I think there is that with Texas. I think you have it with Wingo. He is super fast in a straight line. However, he does get tackled too easily. I also think since he is so fast, I just don't see any like. Sometimes like you can be super fast, right? But like CD, for example, let's use him. And I know he's this Oklahoma player, but he plays for the Cowboys. Carl likes him. He isn't a blazer. He's very fast. Like, don't get me wrong. He's a low 4.5, mid 4.5 guy, right?
Yeah,
But he has the ability to accelerate when he needs to, decelerate when he needs to, make people miss.
I think you got to use another example, man. You're talking about a Hall of Famer here.
Hey, okay. I mean, I'll use DeAndre Moore. He's probably the most. He's probably the best example.
Yeah.
He's probably faster, a little faster than CD. I probably say DeAndre is like a high 4.4, like 4.49 type of guy. He might be faster. Who knows? I mean, these Texas receivers have been running some crazy times at the combine. But that dude, you know what I'm saying? Like on the play he almost scored on it late in the fourth quarter. I mean, he caught like a pass and he took it the distance. He almost scored. I mean, we've seen him do that multiple times. We've seen it with Wingo, but a lot of times it's because he's just running like past the people. It looks like DeAndre's kind of moving and maneuvering. Parker, he's good. He's fast. I think he gets schemed open a lot. I also thought they did a great job of scheming Emmett Mosley open. I mean, he was open a lot of times. He looks to be fast. He looks to be a good receiver. But something I wanted to mention, because I've been seeing it on Twitter, I wanted to hear your opinion on it. Texas fans are upset that because you guys have been recruiting well, this and that. I mean, last year Wingo played. He was the 5-star y'all played at receiver. But this past year, you got Jamie French, Khalil Lockett, and Michael Terry. You brought in 3 5-star receivers.
I'm gonna cut you off. I'm assuming you're asking how come they aren't getting on the field.
Hold on.
Is it?
Yes and no.
Okay.
But how come they aren't getting on the field? due to the fact of everyone else plays their 5-star receivers. Oregon, Ohio State, Florida, Auburn, all these schools play their 5-star receivers when they get them. I mean, Clemson last year, TJ Moore and Wesco, like they're playing their 5-star receivers and they are immediately having impact, immediately having splash plays on the team. And I also think y'all are young enough to where there isn't a sense of like, oh, it's not like last year when you brought in, Bond and who else did y'all bring in? Golden. See, and that's the thing. Y'all been crushing the transfer portal, which is another question I'll get to. Y'all been crushing the transfer portal. You brought in those two guys last year. The year before you brought in Adonai, right? This year you brought in Emmett Mosley. We haven't really seen much of him, but I don't know if he's a caliber of those last 3 transfer portal receivers you brought in. All 3 of those guys. Isaiah Bond, he would have got drafted in probably the 2nd or 3rd round. The things didn't happen. But outside of that, right? Like, is Emmett Mosley that kind of talent transfer you brought in? And then so when you pair all that with the receivers you have now, yeah, why do you think that those young guys aren't getting the opportunity? Because I mean, it's not like you aren't playing young guys. Dalen is playing. Shout out to the boy Dalen. He came in the same class with him, but from a recruiting standpoint, he wasn't as highly regarded as those guys. He was still a great player. I think he was, top 250 player, but still, so.
Well, Alabama, generational talent. Drops a lot, but he's also going to make the crazy catches. Ohio State, generational talent. Might be the best receiver we ever seen in college football. DeCorin Moore,
he's
generational talent. He might be another Jeremiah Smith.
Shit, Dallas Wilson.
He looked good. I'm not going to say he's on their level yet, but he looked good.
Maybe he is, yeah. Maybe
we don't know. But you're talking about, I mean, for one, it's Ohio State. They do that regularly. Like, that's known as wide receiver U for a reason. Like, it's not something that's new. They've always played high 5 stars, always got them in the game and whatnot. According to Sark, they're not ready. I think at this point, with the way that we've seen Arch play, we can take his word for they're not ready. Because everybody's calling for Quinn's head and saying put Arch in, but with the way Arch has played, I'm just going to take his word for it. Secondly, we want them to play, but what does it matter if they're not going to get the ball? At the end of the day, even if they're in, when you're the quarterback, you have safety blankets. You have chemistry with people. You're going to have first options already. So if French is in and Parker Livingston's in or Evan Mosley's in, French ain't getting the ball. He's not. He's going to go to Parker. He's going to go to Emmett. He's going to go to Wingo. He's going to go to DeAndre Moore. He might even go to McCutcheon first just because he's been in. I don't know. But you want them in for what? One, you can redshirt them. Maybe the early games you play them. Yeah, I understand that. They didn't really play that much. But one, you can redshirt them. Two, Wingo played last year. And he proved to be ready. Daylon's playing this year.
Even he wasn't like, he was good.
But you got to look at the room that we had.
Yeah, but I mean, look at the room these other schools have. Like Ohio State. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
Alabama.
Yeah, but you're talking about before Ryan Williams, who was like the last 5-star to like truly stand out in a crowded wide receiver room at Alabama. You probably got to go back to Julio Jones, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, shit. There's probably Judy and all them, Jerry Judy and.
But which one was a true freshman playing in that crowded wide receiver room?
Well, back in the day, before Alabama started throwing, they used to just have one receiver. Like they used to just have that one receiver that would just catch everything before they went to that true spread, which was kind of when Sark got there, when they had, all those guys that all got drafted in the first round. I'm pretty sure. All those dudes got drafted in the first round from that picture. So, but yeah, I
don't know if any of them are true freshmen. Okay. And then when was the last time a true freshman stood out at Ohio State that wasn't Jeremiah Smith? Maybe Emeka? But even then, he had JSN and Marvin Harrison.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they were getting the ball more than he was.
Yeah.
So it's like, yes, like he played, but like the room that he was in, like there's still all these other schools that have crazy rooms that the young 5 stars still don't get, shine in. I just feel like our fans are just crying right now just because of the way the season's going and it wasn't what they expected. But over here on the OP Sports, never wrong, just early. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the problem is, like, I'm not even gonna talk shit yet because we play, and I probably won't anyways. Right? This should be the expectation, man.
So you're saying
saying
take Oklahoma money lines, what you're saying?
I'm not saying
that sounds how the way you said yet. Then you said I'm not even going to. So you're foreshadowing that y'all are gonna win.
Just see me at the fair, man. Just see me at the fair. Shout out to Carlos. We'll make a friendly wager. Wax beers. If I lose, I'll get one. If you lose, if I'll get him one. That's kind of what we do. But outside of that, I'm just gonna say what I told you yesterday, and you're not delusional, so you know this, but. When Texas got the hype, when they got the preseason accolades, when they got crowned as the #1 team, all this stuff. Yes, I'm an Oklahoma fan. Yes, I do not like Texas. But as I've grown up and gotten older and just appreciated the game, and then also, shout out to Kat and her family, like I've grown a respect for the program, kind of like how you have with us. Like, I don't like them, but I respect them, right? There is a reason why I was unsure. I didn't understand any of that. They lost, their whole offensive line, all who have started, not just for a year, like they all had like
3 years,
40 starts plus. Like they all had played a lot of football, all had got drafted. The receivers, I wasn't too worried about it because Sark's been recruiting a certain way, but at the same time, like they are young. They haven't played a lot of football. Yes, they're very talented. They have the potential to be good. This and that. Arch hasn't even had 5 starts, before, up until, then the defense, right? I thought the defense would be okay. But even then, I thought, they got people in the portal and the interior D line, the young guys that can kind of develop. But they to me, they still didn't have the talent that they had the last couple of years, the guys that were getting drafted from the interior defensive line. So I always thought Texas would be a good team this year. I thought they'd be a 9-3, 10-2 team, but like, to just immensely be better than what they were the last 2 years, I just didn't see it. And I think like fans, they just wanted to like crown Arch, put this on him, be like, it's a Manning, like we're going to be this. And not to even talk mess about Texas, because I'm just like, I think when you've been used to having, like, for example, using Oklahoma, I know, but when you've been used to having the caliber of quarterbacks that we've had over forever, I think since Texas has really, truly never had that outside of like Vince and then Colt. And even with Colt, like he just played a long time. He was very good. Like I'm not discrediting Colt, but even like in the NFL, he wasn't, like a.
Yeah, but
he wasn't like that
10-year career.
Yeah, no, he was good.
Stick around.
He was good. He was like, he had a 10-year career. He was a solid backup. He won games as a backup, but I'm talking about just like true, like franchise level quarterback. Like y'all haven't really had that. And I think like y'all so like as a fan base, you want that so bad that when you finally feel like you have it, whether that be with Quinn, the highly recruited player, or with that being Arch, with him being who he is, his last name, you're just kind of like trying to hope it happens in a way as a fan base. It's like trying to put it in existence, speak it into existence. I'm not talking about you, obviously, but like just a fan base. So yeah, I think when you had said that about the playoffs and stuff, I think people looked at you crazy, but they just didn't even look at anything logically. Like what you were saying wasn't illogical. It's like, look, we are going to get tested. We're going to struggle. We also have a tough schedule. I mean, your schedule, like, yeah, like the teams you play aren't like ours per se from a name standpoint, like not all of them, but look at it this year. Mississippi State, marginally improved. Vanderbilt, good team. Kentucky, hard to play there. I mean, it's your first time in Lexington, right? Georgia's Georgia. We're us. A&M is going to be A&M. Arkansas is going to scrap. Like and you obviously played Ohio State at the beginning of the year, and then you played Florida in the swamp. So it was always going to be tough. So we'll just kind of have to see how y'all respond from now. Like, do y'all have the culture now too? This is a good point too. Like, do y'all have the culture now too, since you guys have gotten good again, started winning again, to where maybe this is kind of a down year, right? The expectations now at Texas is to get into the playoff, compete for national titles, compete for SEC titles. Maybe this is a year where you have the team that's more of a 9-3 ceiling, 5-7 floor team, right? Maybe this is the year that's the kind of team you have. What does it look like if y'all do start losing more games with this kind of team? Like, do you have players that kind of like check out, like, oh, we're not going to be competing for nothing, like, I'm curious to see that, because like I know, like, I don't think they all have that culture, but when you have been winning recently and you bring in a lot of new guys who haven't, like, kind of, you don't, like, what I'm saying, the Jordans, Jay Witts are gone, the Xaviers are gone, the O-line are gone, you have like the Mookies and I guess Ant Hill and Colin Simmons, but that's really like your nucleus of an arch, obviously. Cedric. That's kind of like, that's mainly like your nucleus.
I think we still have the guys to keep the culture going. That we still have guys that started the culture on the team.
Yeah.
So I think we still have the guys to keep that culture going. And as you saw at the pro day, like, those guys still come back here.
100%. I mean, so you too. Everyone was there, which was cool. The support was great.
They still, come in, and I think having those guys around obviously helps sustain that culture.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, it's going to be a long season, man. I mean, I knew going into the season it was going to be, but it still hurts, Obviously, I want to win these games, but just with the way everything just looks right now, it just doesn't look promising, and we'll see how next week goes. I think next week will be telling to an extent. It's a rivalry game, so, like, it's
yeah, that's the thing. I'm like, I'm not getting any kind of confidence. Like, it is, even if Mateer plays, bro, we've seen it. Like, this game is, all cards are out. It doesn't matter who's bad, who's not good. Like, and you're gonna see it firsthand. Like, I'm excited for you to, like. I know. Hey, listen. I was nervous as fuck. You gonna be nervous? You gonna go in there?
I'm not nervous just because, like,
because
my expectations on the season already. Like, I'm already. I don't have. I obviously I would love for us to make the playoffs. I really would, but I don't have us in the playoffs. So my expectations on the season are already kind of chalked, because, like, if you're not in the playoffs, then your season doesn't.
Especially
matter.
The schools we're at, like, yes. that's the bar. Like, it's playoffs and that's it. Like, you got to get to the playoffs to get a chance.
So, like, now if I see improvement, then obviously my stance will change. But going into the season, I didn't think we're gonna make the playoffs. 5 games into the season, I still don't think we're gonna make the playoffs. It looks worse than what I thought going into the season. So why would I think we're gonna make the playoffs now?
Yeah.
So until I see like a substantial improvement, like, but it starts with winning this game, because if you win this game, then the chances are lower.
Mm-hmm.
So until I see improvement, it's substantially, I don't think we're making playoffs. So, like, I'm not nervous. I'm just like, obviously I want to beat y'all. Like, that would be cool to, like, at least have in this season, but.
Mm-hmm. And, like, witnessing it too.
Yeah.
For sure.
So, like, I don't know. It would be cool to see that, but I don't know, man. We will see, man. Long season for us. But before I leave off of us, Arch played great. He did the most of what he could. I like the way he played this season. This game, especially coming off from last game. He kind of picked up where he left off. He didn't have the stats to show for it, but I like the way he looked. He looked confident. He looked great through his progressions. He looked good running the ball. He stepped up in the pocket when the pocket collapsed. He stood tall in the pocket when he knew he was going to get pressured. Delivered some big throws. The one to Wingo in the end zone, like, that's an NFL throw right there. Step up in the pocket, you throw a dot back of the end zone when the pocket's collapsing, just staying tall. Another one he threw to Emmett Mosley. I think he got smacked pretty good, and he still stood tall and completed the ball. So I love what I saw from Arch. I'm fine with the picks.
He was using his legs too.
Yeah.
I know the fact that he was getting down when he needed to get down. He was trying to get extra yardage when he needed to get extra yardage. And he's tough, bro. I mean, he was getting smoked.
He was getting smacked.
Like Florida, they were
they
were laying the wood, bro.
He was getting smacked. But hey, I'm fine with the picks. Like I said, he the first one, I mean, it got away from him a little bit. It was a good ball, just outstretched. I think it's probably because I think it went to Emmett, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think he just probably just lack of chemistry. Look at you geeking over there. Probably just lack of chemistry, just in-game chemistry. But I'm fine with it, and then I'm fine with the deep ball double coverage. Like he's just pushing the ball down the field, and a little smirk.
Hey man, listen, man.
I'm assuming it's DA.
Nah. It's just people on Twitter, man. They were just saying if y'all are good as y'all say you are, say y'all are, man. I was just like, listen, bro, I got the bookmarks ready.
I know you have the bookmarks ready. I've seen it. Well, yeah, the pass double coverage. I mean, you trying to make something happen late in the game. I get it. So Arch played phenomenal, man. Just keep that up. I think we'll be fine offensively if we can just get the blocks down, obviously. But we're 40 minutes in. We just talked about our two teams, so we'll try to make this pretty quick. Bama, Vanderbilt. It's kind of what was expected. Sorry about that noise. It's kind of what was expected.
Bro, did you see that tweet from Johnny Manziel?
Oh, no? The Snapchat stuff or the Twitter stuff, whatever it was.
That fool said. Why is Vandy staying in cover two? He said Simpson is just tearing it up, and then people were quoting it. It was like, this is a wild tweet from the sideline. But like he was on it. I mean, he was right.
Yeah.
I mean, like Johnny Manziel, I know they said he ain't to watch film and stuff, but the dude won a Heisman. He knows football. Like he knows what he's talking about. So I just thought it was funny. But yeah, man, like you were saying, bro.
It was close until it wasn't. I mean, the game was a lot closer than what the score showed. The game was very, very, very competitive. It was, 14-14 at halftime? The game was very, very competitive. It wasn't until, Diego tried to make stuff happen, turn the ball over, and just...
Yeah, they had the ball. They had a chance to take the lead, and they were in the red zone. He threw a pick,
No, he fumbled.
No, he threw a pick. In the red zone. He also fumbled. That was early. That was in the first half. Okay. In the second half, he threw a pick.
Okay. So
because I saw it, I was like, damn.
Yeah. So I mean, Vanderbilt is a very good football team. They
defense.
I'm gonna say they should have beat Alabama. I will say that. You have the yeah, bro. The defense is playing phenomenal, and you turn the ball in the over in the red zone.
Todd Simpson lit them up for 340.
That's fine, but
then their running back ran for 136. So I mean, I don't know.
Okay, but then add 14 points to the score. It's like
I'm saying the 30-14 definitely looks worse than what it was. Like it was more of a 7-point, 10-point win.
Because even if it's 30-14, you're still like if you have 14 points to that's 28 points.
Hey, Alabama cover. I told y'all, man. I tried to tell y'all, man.
I think I honestly think that the defense kept them in the game, man. Like there's nothing to it. The defense kept them in the game. Alabama wasn't up by a lot when they turned the ball over, or at all when they turned the ball over in the red zone. So if you can get those executions and just keep that pressure on them, who knows? It's in these type of games, playing from behind can create turnovers. It can create penalties. It can create a lot of things in these types of games. So if you have to play from behind, like that's big for the person who's leading. So I think they could have beat Alabama in this game. They lost 14 points in the red zone just due to turnovers. So that's huge. And especially in these types of games on the road at Alabama, you can't be having those. But the game was very, 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 very close and very good. It just wasn't until the end where it just kind of got out of hand. But it was competitive, and I think people are probably giving Vandy respect. I might be a playoff team.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, simple as that. I mean, I agree with what you're saying. Like, we'll see how they look. Their schedule it ain't easy. You know, like it ain't easy for the Vanderbilt Commodores, right? Like I think they got LSU at home. Yeah, next game is LSU at home. Then they got Missouri at home. So they're gonna have 2 ranks against. Woo, really a gauntlet. They're gonna have. Then they go to Texas, but it's still Texas. Like I'm not gonna, that is a hard game, right? Then they got to finish the year with Tennessee. But then the way it sets up, if Vandy goes 9-3, they'll have an argument. They lose to the right teams. They beat the right teams. Let's say they win these next 2 at home. They lose to Texas. Then they win the next 2. They lose to Tennessee at the end of the year. Very good chance for them. Very good chance for them to make the playoffs. But yeah, I like what you're saying. I think it's kind of good that Vandy lost for the sense of Pavia. Obviously, I love the confidence. I love the way he is. But I think maybe a loss like that, I think especially when you had a chance to win the game, you make some plays, you make some turnovers. I think that's good. I think that'll go a long way if they want to be a contender. But I love it. I think I think Vandy is legit. I think they're going to be a team that, as long as Clark Lee's there, maybe we'll see what it looks like after Pavia. But I think he'll be able to attract talent. Like, look, I built Vandy up from the ground. Hopefully the NIL starts hitting. They can, really start accumulating some talent and being competitive for a long time. But Bama looks good. Todd Simpson continues to improve, continues to look good. And I'm happy for Kalen DeBoer. This was kind of like the stain on his career so far, really, was this game. I know losing Oklahoma last year when we had all the injuries we had and the way we beat them just running the football doesn't look good. But I think this was really the true blemish. This was the one where it's like Nick Saban never lost to Alabama or Vandy. Like this can't happen. Yeah. So glad to see him get that through the hoop and excited. I'm glad Bama won because I want them to keep winning, for us, as we continue to progress through the season. But on to the next game.
Yep, Virginia at Louisville. Virginia coming off a win against Florida State. People are wondering if they're legit. Can they keep it going? And it turns out they can. Went on the road. Were the underdogs in this game by a lot, by 7 points. And they won in overtime. Pissed me off because I picked the over on the game. And I was like, oh, they're going to overtime? This is going to cash. I thought it was going to be a shootout in overtime, Lo and behold, Louisville scores a field goal first possession, and Virginia scores a touchdown. So the under smacked. And I was like, dude, come on. But, hey, for Vanderbilt to bounce back and get this dub and to show that last week wasn't a fluke, and now obviously the way Florida State looked against Miami is a little bit different, but it's still a big win for them and still a big thing that they continue to win, especially in this conference, It kind of seems Miami is the front runner by a large margin, but it was a good game by them, and they got the hot hand right now. They're keeping the momentum going.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to Virginia, bro. I was surprised they actually were able to get it done. Like we said, it's just hard to win like that after winning the way they did. Won in overtime, so back-to-back overtimes for them. They got Washington State coming up and then North Carolina and then Cal, so Wake Forest. Honestly, Virginia's schedule kind of sets up nice, bro. Like if they are actually as good as they look,
one loss,
they could easily be 11-1. I mean, they get VT at home. The Duke game will be tough on the road, and then going on the road to Cal. Obviously, we know. I mean, Cal looked good last night too. Did they win that game? I'm not too sure. Let me see.
I don't know, but I know like Duke had
no. Cal lost. Cal lost.
Yeah.
So, but still, it's just hard to play when you're not used to doing that, right, on the West Coast.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro, their schedule sets up nice. There's definitely a very, very real possibility they go 11-1, which would be sick. If they do, I might have to give me some Virginia merch, man. Claim the, somebody have to get a hat or something. I don't know, man. We get the Cavaliers. That'd be cool though. Like that's the type of stuff we like to see. That's not a program that's never done stuff like that. So I'm kind of rooting for them to keep going like that. And, I think it'll be cool. But yeah, man, on to the next game. I think I have it up too. The next game was
Boise State, Notre Dame.
Yeah, I didn't really watch this game. What was the final on that one?
A lot to a little bit. That was like, I don't know. Last time I saw it was like 28-3 or something like that. I don't know. Florida.
And this is the problem with Notre Dame, man.
Notre Dame took care of business.
They won by 21.
A lot of turnovers I think the spread was 20.5, and I took it. Like, come on, man. A lot of turnovers.
You took Boise State?
Yes. A lot of turnovers in this game from Boise State. A lot of just forcing the ball. I mean, they're down, so they're trying to throw the ball downfield. I'm gonna say Boise State's out of the playoffs.
For sure.
Even if they win their conference, I'm gonna say that they're out of the playoffs.
UNLV looks legit.
Yeah, they went. Hey, snowing in Wyoming. Them Reno boy or Las Vegas boys. They look good, man. They look good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it wasn't anything spectacular. Notre Dame.
I mean, I'm looking at the schedule, bro. They got NC State, USC, at Boston College. Like, bro, I'm sorry. Even if they go 10-2, like, I just don't see them, like, unless USC just somehow is good still. Like, I know they lost to Illinois, but we'll see what USC continues to look like. They got a tough schedule. So if USC is somehow really good, they win the Big Ten or something, or they're a contender in the conference. Even if Notre Dame beats USC, I just do not see what resume they have that would be a credible. Like, I know, okay, like if they lost A&M and Notre Dame or A&M in Miami, clearly those are good teams, right? Like, clearly there's a chance for both these teams to win their conferences. If that happens, okay,
but like
I see it as two close losses, but I just don't Notre Dame like.
But it's like a Penn State thing, though. It's like, they have the two losses,
where we start rewarding like teams for actually getting it done in these games instead of just like it's a big brand. They took care of business against everyone they should, keyword should beat, but then they lose the games they don't win. And it's like, when do we get to the point where we stop rewarding teams for having close losses or like they lost close? We have to start rewarding teams that even if they have a couple losses, like Vanderbilt, I mentioned earlier, even if Vandy went 9-3, but they somehow, have good wins, I'm going to take a 9-3 Vandy over a 10-2 Notre Dame. I'm going to take a 9-3 Texas over a 10-2 Notre Dame. I might even take an 8-4 Florida over a 10-2 Notre Dame. I think Florida would have to go 9-3, but even then, this is what I'm saying. Like, you got to start rewarding these teams that are winning over that. Just simple enough. And honestly, like, I want Notre Dame to join a conference. I'm a hater. I say it all the time. Join a conference. Join the Big Ten. Be great. It'd be awesome. You're right there. You're geographically located right there. You got rivals with teams in that conference. Do that. Make it easy. Makes it easy for everyone. And then boom, there's none of this. Well, Notre Dame didn't play anybody and this and that. Like, no, they're going to be able to control their own destiny every year. But sorry for my rant. Just got to get it off. Got to get it off.
I didn't watch this game clearly because our game was on. But Washington, Maryland. I know Maryland won. I looked up the score. Third quarter is 20-10. Maryland.
Did Washington lose?
I think so. The over didn't hit, so I'm assuming they lost because if they would have won, the over would have hit.
Because I had turned from this because yeah. Oh no, Washington won 24-20. Final.
Oh, I guess they still.
Yes, sir. Good job, Huskies. I like them, man. I want them to be a good team. So they're a clean school.
Would have hit, but I guess not. They didn't. I guess they kept it from scoring, so that's good. Yeah, I mean, I didn't watch it, but we needed. We both said Washington would win this game, and I don't think they covered, but they came out and they won, so that's good. That's good for their sake of the Big Ten. I think this is a team that could potentially sneak into the playoffs. Maybe they just kind of got to win out. They had a good loss against Ohio State. It was like we said, it was closer than what the score showed, but it was still a good loss. But yeah. And then this game I did watch a little bit. Michigan State, Nebraska, sloppy first half. I don't know what was happening, but Dylan Raiola was like 3 for 5 with 14 yards at halftime. And I was like, what? I picked the over on this game. Like, I need some points here.
Mm-hmm.
Second half, some college football happened, ended up hitting.
Yeah, the running
Nebraska
back
ended
had
up.
3 touchdowns. They must have got some turnovers or
Yeah,
something.
they did. Nebraska had turnovers and
Looked like Charles got benched, bro.
I think he got hurt.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he was
The
hurt.
boy was
It
9
was
for
a hurt.
23,
It was a hurt
85
bench.
yards.
Yeah, it wasn't
Okay.
good, but they did a backdoor cover, so that was good in the overhit. But
Nice.
Nebraska won at home, like we said they would. They're a good home team, and they yeah, I mean they just got to continue winning. We all thought Nebraska would be the truth this year, and here we are.
Yeah.
Next game, Tech at Houston. This game was an absolute slaughterfest. Connor get benched or get hurt. I was watching the A&M game.
He got hurt. He was
That's
limping around. He looked kind of gimpy. You know, he ended up getting hurt. But I mean, listen, bro. I was on the Real app. Shout out the Real app. If you want to sponsor us, hey man, listen, no free shout outs, but that app is nice. If you guys want the most accurate stats right away, get on there. I'm telling you. But last week, let me get on here. I wonder if I need to organize my teams on here. But listen, Tech, brother, 552 yards of total offense. The defense was making plays. Once again, 2 picks, 1 forced fumble, 6 TFLs, 2 sacks. I mean, this roster is by far, like me and Carlos have mentioned, by far the most talented in the Big 12. It's really not close. Like from what my eye is telling me, from what the film is telling us, it is clearly
they look good.
They look good. They look like a top 10 team. They look like a playoff team. They look like how they should look spending all that money. Just to be frank, right? I'm looking at the stats. Morton 345, 1 touchdown, but I just love how they get the ball to multiple playmakers. I mean, they had 3 receivers over, or they have 2. They had 3 receivers over 40 yards. One with 81, one with 114, and they had 2 backs with over 100 yards. That means they're balanced. It means they can beat you in multiple ways. They're playing good defense. I mean, they had a back with 167, had another back with 114. This team is dangerous. I thought Houston might challenge them a little bit just because, they were undefeated at the time, just kind of wanted to see Tech again, kind of wanted some more data on Tech before we made this assumption that they're just this, this good team, right? But they're good, right? They got Kansas at home. They go to Arizona State, but there is a very, very real chance the way Tech's schedule lays out that they're undefeated.
It's very favorable. They have a lot of home games this season.
They got a lot of home games. The Arizona State game is going to be tough. Like we know that. They know that. At K-State will be tough just because it's in Manhattan. But outside of that, like I don't really see West Virginia being good. And then all the other 2 games are at home. And Lubbock is definitely a tough place to play it. I mean, it was tough for us back in the Big 12. It was this annoying, rowdy fans are annoying there. So there's a high chance they can go undefeated. Really is. Which honestly, if you're a Big 12 person, you want them to go undefeated. You do. You want them to go undefeated. And if your other teams in there that has a chance, you want them to continue. Utah, Arizona State, TCU, you want a team like Tech to go undefeated just so if they win if they go to the Big 12 title and they win that and they're undefeated, and then there's a chance that the Big 12 can maybe get 2 teams in. Yeah. I think so. You want like a clear dominant team in there. You don't want a bunch of teams with a bunch of losses because that's kind of what's happened in the past, and that's why people are like, "Oh, the Big 12 is not good." There's really no clear cut like elite team there. We're only going to just take the champion. But yeah, man, they look good, bro. I mean, there was really much to say. I mean, kind of the night slate was kind of going over to the Minnesota Ohio State game. I mean, BTA.
Next.
I mean, next BTA. The Ohio State is just doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
Texas State A&M.
Texas State.
Not Texas State. Mississippi State A&M. Mississippi State A&M. Listen, I thought they could hang in there. I thought they played well when they
did hang in there.
A&M is very beatable. I mean, I don't think they're this elite like team that everyone's saying. Also, too, bro, how many home games do these dudes have? Like, I was talking to Kat. I was like, bro,
they have a lot of home games this season.
Yeah, they have 8, and they play Florida next week at home. I'm like, bro, like this is insane. Like they beat Notre Dame on the road. Okay, good. But as far as it comes to the SEC, I'm looking. Okay, after that, this is what they'll hopefully lose. I mean, they got They got to go to Arkansas. They got to go to LSU and Missouri 3 weeks back to back. And then they got South Carolina home. Won't be easy. Then they go to Texas. But damn, man. Like, hopefully Florida gets it done this week, right? But outside of the point, Mississippi State, they played them tough. I mean, they just couldn't capitalize when they had the chances. And I think A&M was able to run the football on them, kind of take over the game. And if Marcel Reed does figure it out, A&M can be dangerous. I think they can make some noise. But
if he can push the ball down the field, they
got the receivers. Really, I just don't think if their defense is elite enough to take them to where people think they're going to go. I think that's going to be like, because I look at all these other defenses and I just think they're way better.
I also don't think their offensive line is elite enough either.
Like, I think Tech has a better defense than A&M.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and like people might that's crap. I'm like, bro, watch Tech play, bro. They're fast. They make people. They get turnovers. Like, yeah. So I just don't.
Like right now, I mean, like I am a hater, but like I still give props. I think they're overranked, but it's where they should be.
For sure.
Like they haven't really played. I mean, we said Mississippi State should be ranked, which.
They should.
Not
now, but obviously.
Not now. They should have, and they had a chance in the game. It just A&M turned up in the second half. That was really the difference maker. A&M turned up in the second half, and they got it going, and Mississippi State couldn't really get it going. But I don't think this is a team that's built to play from behind A&M. So if you get up on them, I feel like that's probably when they'll start losing. Their first away game is what, LSU?
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, man. I think they're beatable. I think I think they're beatable, but also think they'll make the playoffs. But they'll lose in the playoffs. They'll probably host, and whoever they're hosting might beat them, to be honest with you. But they'll probably make the playoffs, and they'll probably host. Or
I hope they don't host, but it is what it is.
They probably will just because of rankings, but
their schedule, man. Like we need a big Arkansas, big Gator fan, big LSU fan. Even I might even have to go for MIZ, maybe.
Hey, you know what I'm saying, boy, Eli, yes sir.
But
what about UT?
Yeah, I don't really care.
Oh, come on.
Man. But A&M is just annoying. Like Texas making the playoff, like, yeah, it's annoying. Them are our rivals, but like, bro, it's at least Texas has done stuff. Like A&M has literally never done anything.
Yeah, it's more so of the way that the fans act. That's
like, bro, they
really
were playing
Mo
Bamba. They were literally playing Mo Bamba during the fourth quarter. They like turned the lights off and whatnot. I'm like, bro, this is a Texas basketball player, and y'all hate Texas the way y'all do. Y'all are getting crunked to a Texas basketball player's song. Like, and they think that like they do power. They think they're so live.
That's fine.
Like,
I ain't gonna lie.
It is
power
live
when they
like,
ran up the tunnel. That's just
but
fire.
like, bro, I don't know. I don't know. And even like the atmosphere, like they're 12 minutes. I'm like, bro, like people go in there and win. Like that. This is not Death Valley. They act like it's like a night game at Death Valley or at the Swamp, bro. But wait till Florida finally gets rolling again. Wait till they finally get good again. I mean, that place is probably one of the Florida's top 3 if they're good. Like, I mean, Florida State last night, I know they lost, which we're about to get to, but even them, when they're good, like hearing the war chant, like that, I think that place is harder to play than Kyle Field.
Yeah,
when they're good.
But yeah, no, I think they're overranked, but they're where they should be ranked. And just because I'm saying they're overranked doesn't mean they're a bad team. Like they're probably to me, they're more of like 10 to 15 top team. That's where I would rank them. Which 10 to 15 is still in the playoffs. Not 15, but like 10 to 12, that's still in the playoffs. So, like I said, I think they're a playoff team. I don't think they're a top 5 team. But we probably will see them in the playoffs, and they probably will host the game. Now, will they win? That's a different story. But I do think that they do make the playoffs this year. I just don't think they go very deep. I don't think they have the team, a complete team. And they don't play complete football either. It's always one half. So... But on to the last one, Miami, Florida State wasn't really close at all. I know Cam and I are big on Florida State, but Miami just might be legit, man. They just might be legit, as much as it pains me to say.
Hey, bro, That front seven deep. They look like how we look, like they look like how Ohio State looks. They look like how, I think Texas can look. Like they are flying around. They look they like the way they look, bro, just like they look like they got an NFL. They look like a 2001 Miami defense right now. I'm not saying they're that good, but just how it looks so far. And then far as offense, they got some skill players. They got some guys that can go. They got good backs. Carson Beck looked great last night. I mean, this team is, and the way there's the runway, man, like for them, it's a wide open shot to be potentially being the number one seed, because unless they lose to somebody in the ACC, which I don't have their schedule pulled up, but I'm about to pull it up. If they lose to somebody in the ACC, right, that'll be the only reason they wouldn't get it, I would think, or if they lose in the title game. But after Florida State, I mean, nobody challenges them to me. Like they got to go to SMU, they got to go to Virginia Tech, they got to go to Pitt, but then you get Stanford, Syracuse, NC State at home, and you got Louisville at home. There's a very easy chance with that front and the way they're built in the line of scrimmage. They go 12-0. And we'll just have to see how the standings are looking at right now. Clemson is 1-2, so they need some help, right? Duke's 3-0 in conference, Georgia Tech's 2-0 in conference, Virginia's 3-0 in conference. But even if I look at those top teams, I like Miami against any of those teams easily by multiple scores. And yeah, it's a very real chance they could be the number one seed, because Ohio State, while they're number one, they got to still play potentially Oregon in the conference championship or anybody else. They got to still play Penn State. I know Penn State lost, which we'll get to real quick, even though they weren't on the thing. But
hey, hopefully that takes away from us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. True. But real quick, I mean, like Ohio State has played Michigan, so like that's what I'm saying. Like these other teams have tough schedules.
Penn State really lost, man. That's insane.
Yeah, and going over to Penn State real quick before we wrap this up, man.
They really lost,
watch
man.
much of this because I was keeping tabs on it. I was like 27-7 UCLA. I had to look a couple times. I was like, wow. But I was like, even then, because shout out to Kyle, the boy,
bro.
He's like, yeah, I bet UCLA to win. And I was like, I don't even know if they're gonna win still, just because I just could see Penn State coming back, and they almost did. What was he, the kicker a long time ago? I don't remember his name, but he took over play calling duties 4 days ago. Yeah, I was like, who is that? Somebody said he looked like Jamie Lannister off a.
He used to be a kicker for him.
Yeah, bro. Shout out to UCLA, man. Nico finally got his dub. It was packed in there, bro. It was actually packed. Like both sides were full. Like obviously they don't do the end zones, but both sides were full in the Rose Bowl. UCLA has one of the cleanest jerseys. If they're good, it'd be cool. But bro, that's embarrassing. I mean, Nico ran for 128, 3 touchdowns. He threw for 2 touchdowns. Drew Aller is not that guy, bro. I mean, he ran for 78 yards, which is crazy because he is not a mobile quarterback by any means. Threw for 200 yards. Where are the running backs at? You brought these two.
Good 1-2 combo.
You brought them back. You pay these receivers like James Franklin in his press conference. He says, he goes back to saying, we lost to Oregon. It was a tough loss. We weren't, this and that. He brings up travel. He brings up, losing some guys. Sound like a bunch of excuses, but then he also was like, the accountability is on me. Bro, when is this unacceptable? Like, I mean, I get losing to Oregon. I get losing to Ohio State, Michigan, all these teams. Okay, maybe you can't beat these elite teams, but when you have the roster you have, and when you brought everyone back,
UCLA, who fired their coach 2 games in.
They fired their coach, and they have a bad roster, and they have a bunch of guys that are probably going to enter the portal. I know Nico is a very talented player. He's a former 5-star. That's understandable. Like the talent is Nico's talented. Like we get he can maybe make plays on you, but losing like that, and then Jim Knowles. The DC that was at Ohio State last year for the national title, the DC that Oklahoma, I thought I'm glad we didn't get him. I mean, look at letting UCLA put up 42 on you. Like, bro, I mean, I'm sorry. Like it just.
Nah, I just can't say that. I mean, he put a national championship defense out there, and that defense was insane.
Maybe I mean, shoot, maybe it was just
Look
the
how
talent he had at Ohio State.
He played
I mean,
well
he did good
against
at Oklahoma
Oregon.
State.
He played well against Oregon. Like, you can't say that.
Hey, bro, I'm sorry. I don't know, bro. I mean, hey, 42 points, man. Hey, I mean, to UCLA.
I mean, yeah, it's bad, but we're not going to sit here and say that he's a bad defensive coordinator.
Bro, I'm not going to lie. Penn State might not even be ranked.
They shouldn't be ranked.
I mean, do you think Texas should be ranked?
No. I mean, I thought they were before going into Florida. I thought we should be like maybe 15 to 20. So then we lost. So we should be out.
Yeah, I mean, both teams have no Power 4 wins. So I know the schedule's a schedule, but like when you have the rosters both teams have, and I don't know, bro. They're calling Sark the James Franklin. Sark is James Franklin. They're saying with more resources. That's what they've been saying. I'm not saying I'm saying it. That's what I've seen on Twitter.
I mean, he said. I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's James Franklin's been doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's different. Like James Franklin has how long has he been at Penn State? 10 plus years.
Hey, if they don't make the playoffs, does he get fired? Like dead ass.
Who? James Franklin?
Yeah.
Who do you get?
That's what I always say. I'm like, who do you get?
That's got to be a coordinator from Oregon.
Well, Will Stein.
Yeah.
Hartline ain't going to Penn State, but like,
no,
that's a job I would say Will Stein would take.
Yeah. You know? The defense coordinator from Georgia.
Yeah. I don't know if there's any.
I mean, that's going to be the biggest.
That'll be the biggest opening.
Yeah.
You know,
maybe Lane Kiffin.
Would Lane Kiffin take that job? I don't know. I mean, you get out the SEC, it's a little easier. You know, you can play offense. You're proven. You know what you're doing on offense.
It just sucks. It's like that score's just gonna flip. You know, they're gonna play offense, but they're not gonna play defense.
Penn State's definitely a better job than Ole Miss
for sure.
So like, yeah, bro. I mean,
but then you have to, like, as a Penn State fan, you have to know that the defense isn't gonna be the same.
Yeah, but I mean, it's decent right now at Ole Miss. It's okay. I mean, it's okay. Like,
yeah, but you're going from an elite defense to okay. Like, that's a drastic change.
Yeah, but maybe you don't even need that in the Big Ten. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Like maybe in the Big Ten you just need okay, and like if you have.
But
like,
then again, Lane Kiffin is closer to James Franklin than Sark is to James Franklin.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, they're all kind of the same to me.
I mean, yes, in the sense of losing a big games, but more of the sense of how long they've been doing it. I would just say,
like, it is easier to turn Texas around than any of those schools.
For sure.
Just because of the resources.
But he's turned Texas around, so, like, I don't...
No, for sure. I agree. I mean, it's definitely more of a James Franklin issue just because it's been... You just have like it's crazy. Like the fact that you lost to UCLA is like wow. Like
yeah.
we were like, okay, you lose to Oregon, makes sense. You know, this is what you do. But now you're losing to UCLA. That's a bad trend. There really is. Like I don't want to hear the travel shit. I don't want to hear any of that, bro. You played in the morning. You played or at midday. It's not like you played at night. You know what I mean? Like
it's not great.
And like, yeah, okay, look, they got Northwestern. They'll take care of business. They could lose to Iowa, bro. I'm being dead ass. Like, they got to go to Iowa. This is a team that will make you work for everything you need. And then they got Ohio State. And then they got Indiana. And then they got Michigan State on the road. And then they got Nebraska coming up. Bro, there is a chance. There is a chance right now as I'm looking at this schedule. Right, they're 8-2 or what? Or not 8-2. They have 2 losses. 1, 2, 3, 4. There is a chance that they could go 6-6. There's a real chance they can go 6-6.
If he goes 6-6, he gets fired.
It ain't happening. I don't think it will, but that is very possible because they could lose those games. They could lose to any of those teams, especially after losing to UCLA. I'm sorry, like UCLA might go 1-11. That might be their lone win.
That's a great win.
They lost. This team lost to Northwestern. This team lost to Northwestern, bro. Like I don't know. So like we'll just have to see. That is atrocious. It just can't happen. I'm being honest. I think if they miss the playoffs, I think there's going to be some talks about like seeing if there's going to be some talks, bro. because this was the team. This was the time you brought everyone
Arbuckle?
back. You paid the money. No, he ain't going there, bro.
Nah, that's a great job.
It is.
If you turn that down, there's something wrong with you.
But I don't think he's going there. I don't think he would get offered. I don't think he would be the lead candidate.
No.
That's my thing. So
maybe for like an OC.
I think they would go get. I think Will Stein would be the lead candidate, depending on how Oregon continues to progress. And then I also think you would have people like Lane Kiffin and stuff like that thrown into the mix. And then other actual head coaches right now.
Low key?
That are doing well.
Hold on, low key? Florida State might be open.
Maybe. I mean, we'll just have to see what's his name does the rest of the year.
Florida State might be open.
Yeah. But hey, man, this was a great episode. It was a banger. We know it was a little longer, but that's what me and Carlos were saying. We're about to be in the nitty gritty.
I'm ready in the nitty gritty, man.
We might bring some recording equipment.
I ain't bringing nothing, man.
I'm gonna bring a camera and the Rodecaster and a couple mics, and we're gonna sit outside and shoot one angle, traditional, old school, in person, maybe in the backyard. Maybe we might do an immediate recap of the games, man. Do it before we get back on the road to the house so we can get it done out the way. Listen, it just it's a big week, man. It's Red River week. I played Cat in Fantasy as well, so it'll be Red River Fantasy week. I mean, hey, I played Carlos last week.
I already had my Red River, man. I won.
Listen, about to be a great time. It's about to be fun. Carlos, make sure you hydrate. It's hot out there. The game takes forever to start. You're going to be anxious. The buildup, seeing all the thing. I'm actually kind of glad y'all lost, only for the sense of game day not being there. Because, bro, the first year I went when game day was there, they were all in the middle. Like, it just it takes away so much walkway. So that'll be nice for them not to be there. But yeah, man, it's a loaded weekend. I mean, not just us. We got a couple more games on there. Indiana, Oregon, off the top of my head. So we'll see what happens, man. Yeah, I said that across that clip of Josh Pate when he was like, what would people say if I told you Texas could be 3-3 after Red River? I mean, I'm not saying that's going to happen. I don't know. But if you told the average fan that wasn't Carlos that had his thoughts and, put together, they would think you were crazy. They would. But yeah, man, that was a loaded episode. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. NFL Sunday, tune in. We're probably do an assist Monday night game and probably Thursday night game this week. Since we're getting ahead on this. So, but Carlos, anything from you?
Oh man, hey man, I know I'm down on them, but the horns stay high, man. I always forget where my camera is.
Hey, you're not out of it.
We're not in it, but we're not out of it.
You can lose one more time. That's it.
Depends on who we beat, though.
Yeah. I still think with y'all's brand, y'all get hot at the right time.
It's not. I mean, you can't say that because look at Alabama last year.
Yeah, they did it to him. They did.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
But like I said, I mean, real quick. I wanted to say what I said, like what I was saying about Texas in the offseason with Arch. I thought this would be the case. He's looking like he's settling in. I think in November he will be playing his best football, and I think next year.
So you're saying we beat Georgia?
It is possible. I think y'all can beat them.
That'd be nice.
So you take a Oklahoma loss and a Georgia win this year?
No. No. I want a Oklahoma win and a Georgia win. That's what I want.
Okay.
I would take. I'll take an Oklahoma loss if it means we're going to defeat the rest of the season.
Okay. I mean, that's possible.
That's what I would take. I'll take that.
That is possible. So.
All right, man. That'll do it for Buzz over here at 54 yards. We'll catch you guys next time. Welcome.
Boomer.